How do we use the Equality Court to challenge discrimination? Welcome to the Civics Academy Constitutional Rights series. These videos explore some of our constitutional rights and the institutions designed to support and enforce them. In order to assert our rights, we need to know their meaning and what they include. To use our democratic institutions appropriately, we need to understand their mandate and how they function. In this video, we explain how equality courts enforce the right to equality found in Section 9 of the Constitution. When can you approach the Equality Court? The Promotion of Equality and Prevention of Unfair Discrimination Act prohibits unfair discrimination on any ground, including race, gender, sex, pregnancy, marital status, ethnic or social origin, color, sexual orientation, age, disability, religion, conscience, belief, culture, language, and birth. The Act also bans hate speech and created equality courts to address these types of claims. If you believe you are the victim of discrimination or hate speech, you can approach an equality court without having to pay for a lawyer. Equality courts are attached to magistrates and high courts, but it is important to use the magistrates level equality courts first. How to approach an equality court? Unfair discrimination and hate speech by public officials or private parties are unfortunately a common occurrence. To challenge this, you must approach the local magistrate court and ask for the equality court. The clerk must give you a Form 2. The clerk, the South African Human Rights Commission, or the Commission for Gender Equality can assist you with filling out the form on which you must identify the person or institution you are accusing of discrimination or hate speech and say what they did. You do not have to present evidence or proof of your claims at this time. The Equality Court clerk must inform the person or institution of your complaint against them within 7 days. The person who is accused of discrimination or hate speech has 10 days to present his or her story to the equality clerk, who has 7 days to inform you of the response. The clerk will refer the matter to the magistrate within 3 days from receiving the response. The person you are bringing your claim against may not contact you directly, intimidate, or try to convince you to drop the case. If they do, you must inform the clerk. The magistrate has 7 days to decide to hear the matter in the Equality Court or to refer it to an alternative forum such as the Human Rights Commission. The clerk will inform both parties of the magistrate's decision. If the case goes to the Equality Court, the clerk will inform everyone of the hearing date. The equality courts are more informal than other courts. The magistrate will hear each side and their witnesses and may ask questions. You must provide as much evidence as possible to support your claim. Evidence can consist of documents, testimonies, films, photos, tape recordings, business records, and objects. You can provide written documents or cell phone recordings that prove your claim. It is important to answer the claims brought by your opponents through statements or witnesses. An example of an equality court case. Imagine that you are refused entry into a club and the bouncer argued that you were badly dressed. If you can prove to the court that people of different races could enter and that you were dressed appropriately, you can win a case of unfair discrimination. To this end, testimonies from people of different races who were and were not allowed to enter could support your case. Also, you could present photos of yourself from the night you were refused entry. The outcome of the case. If you win, the guilty person or institution can be ordered to do various things to address the wrongdoing and to prevent reoccurrence. The magistrate can order the person never to repeat their actions. If they did not obey this order, they could be fined or arrested. The magistrate can also order the person to pay a fine to you or to any organization of your choice, or order the guilty party to apologize. The magistrate can also order a change of policy or practice. For example, the magistrate could order that the nightclub change its admission policy and put it into writing. Summary. Whenever somebody is hurt by discrimination or hate speech, that person can approach the Equality Court to challenge the behavior of another person or institution. The Equality Court clerk will help you formulate your case, and you do not have to pay a lawyer to help you. You must bring as much evidence as possible to the hearing, and if you win, the court can make a variety of orders to address the wrongdoing.